really want people to be saved and how much you really want people to experience His love and His grace. If I want to believe in your phone, come on in. I want you to turn your video on. And I want you to video you singing this song. And I want you to sing to your phone like that person is in front of you. Whether it's a family member, whether it's somebody that went astray, whether it's a co-worker, whether it's somebody at your school. Ask the Holy, you can even ask the Holy Spirit, who should I send this to? Let Him lead you. But we're going to just sing this song, just 60 seconds. Hey, Keisha, come on in. If y'all can, tag, share. Hey, Minister Glenn, y'all come on in. If y'all can, tag, share. Come on in. Your sin, your guilt, your shame. Why not share? All right? You ready? You got your camera up. Don't put it on me. They don't want to see me. They want to see you. Even if you don't know the words, just look at the screen and sing. Come on in. All right, we're going to turn up just the drums. Let's go. Now, this is the good news. Hey, Miss Callie, come on in. If y'all can, tag, share. Hey, Trinae, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. If y'all can, tag, share. Let somebody know that we are on. I hope that y'all had an awesome day today. If y'all got up this morning and you was able to get around and give God praise, give God thanks. That's enough to say, Father, I thank you, because we wake up with a gift every morning, and it's the gift of life. We wake up with a present every morning. We don't have to wait till Christmas. We don't have to wait till our birthday or no special holiday, because literally every day that God wakes us up, He wakes us up in the present. And so you got to know that this is the hour we have to know how to give God thanks. We have to know how to give God praise, just because of who He is, not because of what He did, because He is amazing. He's immaculate. He's all that. But we have to get to the place to where we're not waiting for Him to bless us with a house to give Him praise. We ain't waiting for Him to bless us with a car to give us praise. We just have to give Him praise just because of who He is. So y'all come on in, tag, share, like. Let somebody know that we are on tonight. I'm getting back in my regimen, and I say that, but it's time for me to push. It's time for you to push. If you've been in a place and you know that God gave you an assignment and God gave you something to do, this is your hour to come out of a place. It's your time to push. It's your time to go in. Why? Because time is at an essence. And so when time is at an essence, hey, Calandra, y'all come on in. And when you know that time is at an essence, you know we don't have time to play with time, because guess what? Time right now is very important. We have to make sure that we don't take for granted the seconds, because seconds turn into minutes, and minutes turn into hours, hours turn into days, and days turn into months, and months turn into years. And so that's why this is the hour. Hey, come on in, Minister Nicole, y'all come on in, tag, share, because we're going somewhere tonight, and this is the hour that we going into our conference next month. It's called the launching. And so this is the hour of preparation for launching. And this is for somebody, and it's just a side note, and it's just a nugget. This is the hour. You can't wait for people to get ready. You have to make sure that you're ready. This is the hour that you can no longer wait for others, because others will have you running late. This is the hour that if God say go, it's time for you to go. You don't have time to be looking back to see who coming, to see who ready. No, this is the hour that you have to move forward. When they preparing to go up in a rocket, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing, because we have some awesome speakers that's coming, and I'm truly looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to this weekend also, because Friday Prophetess Club that go be here. And Minister Nicole, I hope I see you and your sister. I hope that y'all able to make it and come out. But it's something about when you're about to take off in a rocket that not everybody could go with you. Only 7 people that goes up with you, and everybody has to be in training, and everybody has to be under one accord. And it's different, because you could look at the launching pad and look at the rocket and see it's only 7 that could go up, but yet when you get on an airplane, it goes up, but you can have over 200 and some people with you on an airplane. But this is is the hour that gets that you're no longer going parallel, you're going up. And so you have to realize that when you get into a place, and so you got to realize when you get into a place to where God is about to do something, you have to literally be in that place to allow God to do what he have to do. And the thing about astronauts, they prepare under one accord. Everybody is not preparing for the same thing because everybody have their own gear, but yet they go into the same assignment. And so you got to realize that this is the hour. Study your assignment, study what you're supposed to be doing, because at the end of the day, you can't give account for nobody else. You have to give account for you. And so I'm glad for you, the ones that's tagging in on tonight. Come on in. Hey, Miss Patsy, come on in. Hey, Miss Tony, y'all come on in. Y'all tag, share. Let somebody know that we're on tonight, because we're going to talk about that. The seasons are changing. And can I tell you something about when the seasons changing? The seasons don't wait for a man to get on a clock to say it's time for you to change. The seasons automatically start changing now. When you sit outside, it's no longer like a drought. Like it is now that the wind is blowing. Why? Because the seasons changing. We know that time is about to change, and when time is about to change, the atmosphere don't ask the man that's running a clock, well, when will time fall back? Literally, it starts to change itself. And when you start looking at things changing itself, you automatically know that a new season is coming. And so that's why this is the hour to know that guess a new seasons are coming. The change is coming, because we have to realize that Sunday is the fall time. And so it's literally you transitioning from out of one season to the next. Can I tell you that's something spiritual? Because people don't realize when you transitioning out of one season to the next, that means you have to prepare for the next season you're going in, from what you wear, from how you look, from the preparation, what you're going to eat. Even when season change, your food change. When season change, your dressing change. And so you have to realize that's like that in life, in the spiritual realm. You got to realize when things start to change, everything about you change. And that's when you know that seasons are changing. Because I never saw, well, yeah, they do it now, yeah, but this is the hour. I remember when I was growing up, when winter was winter. And so when winter came, we never wore shorts. And when the summer came, we never wore sweaters. But now we in a whole nother generation to where you really, if you had to go by what people have on, you could never tell how the atmosphere or what the season you're in by looking at people dress, because people dress according to how they feel, not about what's going on. And so this is the hour. You got to realize, well, God is taking us. He's taking us into a place of change. You got to realize what God is doing. Hey, Pastor Albert, I see you on here tonight. I thank God for you, man of God. And so you have to realize that we're going inside a season. We're going inside a place of change. And then I realized that I start looking at the trees. And when you start looking at the trees, some of the trees start changing colors, but yet the evergreen stay green. I need y'all to see where I'm going, because even the trees know when it's time to change. And when you see that the season is changing and then the leaves start changing, isn't that something that when it's time for the leaf to fall off, they fall off? I never saw a tree that would argue about a leaf that fell off, that it needs to come back on. No, why? Because that leaf didn't done its time. I'm here to talk to somebody tonight, and God had to give me that. This is the hour that you got to get caught up into what the seasons bring on changes. And when season come in your life and it bring on changing, we need to accept what the changes are, because sometimes we can't help what the changes are. Sometimes we want certain people to stay with us, but yet when God says it's time to change, it's time to change. When God says it's time to cut them, it's time to cut them, no matter how much you love them. But this is the time of change. Why? Because people can't go with you where you're going in this next season, because they're not prepared. They don't have the right clothing. They don't have the right appetite when you're going in the next season. And so I'm here to encourage somebody to let you know that the seasons are changing. On Sunday, we go into the fall time, and it's something about we coming out the summertime, going into the fall time. I don't know about nobody else, but I love the fall time. I love the way it feels. I love the way the wind blow. I love the look at the leaf that change colors. Because why? Because even the leaves know when my time is up, I got to go. And so that's why this is the hour. You got to realize you can't stay while God is telling you it's time to cut it and it's time for you to go. You can't stay with the same group of people if God is trying to change the way the way that you're going. Why? Because your season is changing. And so that's why you got to talk to yourself and realize the reason why it's happening that way is because the season is changing. And then when I start to look at the tree to tell you how nature even understand when it's time for seasons is changing, when it's time for season to change, they automatically start transitioning. Can I tell somebody, when it's time for your season to change, it's time for you to start transitioning. It's time for you to start preparing. Even the ant know how to prepare for the winter time, and they've been start preparing since the summertime. And the thing about the ant will carry something bigger than what it's weighing, because it know it has to prepare for the winter time. Can I tell y'all, this is the hour that you have to starting preparation for the winter time. Can I put a peg right there? This is the hour. And literally start strengthening your immune system. Start drinking tea that's healthy. Start taking your vitamins. Start taking different things to strengthen your immune system, because this winter going to be a drastic winter. This winter going to be a winter like never before. This is the hour for the winter. We're going to have to start wearing masks, because something greater than COVID is coming. But yet your immune system needs to be strengthened. I'm here to prophesy to everybody that's under the sound of my voice. Start drink. We take one a day vitamins. Take your one a day vitamins. Take your chewing. You have to be prepared for what's coming. I'm here to tell you it's time to strengthen your immune system. Take your vitamin C. Take your vitamin D. Start strengthening. Start preparing. Start getting some tea. I drank green tea. Start drinking your tea. Start building your immune system. Don't wait till you get sick to start preparing. No, you have to start preparing now. Start strengthening your immune system. Y'all gonna remember this day right here, because guess what? I'm here to tell you to start strengthening your immune system, because it's gonna be an attack on the immune system. And that's why if your immune system take airborne, especially the ones that's working, y'all, I'm here to tell y'all, I'm telling you, the Spirit is giving it to me. Drink airborne. Take airborne. Get airborne for your kids that's in school. If you're working in a public place, take airborne. Start strengthening your immune system. Start wearing masks for the winter time. You got to start wearing masks. You gonna have to be careful where you're going, especially if you're going around a group of people, a big group of people, because guess what? People be carrying viruses that they don't even realize that they have. And so that's why you're going to have to be very cautious in this season. Be wise in this season. Use wisdom in this season. Yeah, I know you like to be cute, but still use wisdom in this season. I'm telling you, I'm here to sound the alarm to tell you, start strengthening your immune system. Get your Vic salve, get your vapor rub, start going to get your medicine and stuff, start stacking up on it now, because guess what? They're going to have the shelves clean. So this is the hour to start preparing for it now. Now I'm back to the fall, because now Sunday is starting the fall time. And when you go into the fall time, can I tell y'all, some things start falling off. And when things start falling off, you got to understand why it's falling off. In the fall time that I get a kick out of is just looking at the trees, because now it is like the trees start turning colors, leaves start falling. And so when I started looking up, so when I went look up the tree, start looking at the things about the tree, and I wanted to know why do the leaves fall off? Why do the leaves change colors? And as I started looking at it, it says, why? Because the leaves died during the winter months, because you got to realize they fall off for the fall time, but through the winter months they die, and it's all because of a purpose. Tell yourself that sometimes things got to die off in order for me to live. You got to realize some relationships have to die off. Some connections got to die off. Some habits got to die off. Why? In order for you to live. And it say the leaves died during the winter months. It say, and if those leaves, if those dead leaves stayed on the tree and the new working ones didn't grow in their place, the tree would have no way of processing food for themselves. Can I tell y'all, even a tree got to eat. You better tell yourself, even a tree got to eat. Even a tree know, if this leaf don't fall off and die, it won't leave me room for the new ones, because what a tree does, the tree eats off the leaf that's on the tree. You got to realize, off the branches, the tree live off the leaf that grows on the branches, and that's why the tree have to get rid of the old leaves because the old leaves already serve its purpose. Can I tell somebody you want those relationships, but some relationships already serve their purpose. They got to fall off. You want people to stay with you that you was with from yay high, but after they serve their purpose, they got to fall off. And that was so amazing to me that that's what they say, because if the leaf would not fall off, it would not allow the new leaf to grow so the tree would be able to eat. This is the hour. You got to allow some things to fall off, because if they don't fall off, you will never learn the lesson that God needs you to learn in order for you to grow. This is the hour. You got to allow some things to die off, because if you don't never let it die off, you would have never realized what the purpose was from the beginning. And then it went on to tell me and say, when leaves are green, they are working as organs for the tree. Did y'all know that when the leaves are green, they are working organ? We just look at trees as being trees, and we just pluck the trees off, but not realizing that the tree, long as the leaf green, is working as an organ. This is the hour. You got to sometime leave well enough alone, because I don't know about y'all, but y'all remember when we used to find the 4-leaf clovers? We used to pick up the 4-leaf clovers. Y'all remember when y'all was in high school, y'all used to say, he loved me not. He loved me not realizing we was picking off a living organ. You got to realize the tree, the leaf of a tree is a living organ, and that's why the tree is green. It said, but the green color comes from a part of the cell called the chlorophyll, which processes sunlight into sugar that the tree can eat. Can I tell y'all, it's a process in a tree? You better tell somebody it's a process in a tree. And if it's a process in a tree and we got limbs just like a tree, are we not a tree? You got to realize, remember, we're going to go back to the Garden of Eden. Did not God tell them they cannot eat from the tree of life? But yet when we stand up, we are a seed and we have limbs on our body. Are we not that living tree? You got to realize that you are a living tree. And it says that the process of the sunlight turns it into sugar that the tree can eat. Isn't that something that we don't even realize, that the tree has to feed off the sunlight? When was the last time that you fed off the sun, the only begotten son that died on the cross for you and me? When was the last time that you fed off of it? You got to realize that it's all inside the tree. It said, and as the weather gets colder, the days get darker, and there is less sunlight from them too much on. And then it says the rest of the tree starts to absorb these useful parts of the leaves. It says it then stores them for the winter in its roots. As the tree does this, the green chlorophyll is removed, which reveals hidden colors in the leaves. Sometimes some things has to be removed to reveal hidden colors. Some things, your joy got to be removed to reveal hidden things. Some things can't go your way because God is trying to reveal what is hidden. Do you not know people can laugh and talk in your face, but the truth of the matter is, when all hell break loose, God revealed what was hidden. Everybody, for you, long as everything going good, but God will reveal it to you when all hell break loose. Long as you on rock bottom, you will have some people that stay with you, but soon as God elevate you and bless you, you will realize that it was revealed what was hidden. This is the hour that God got to reveal to you what is hidden. It says, guess what you either gonna be revealed who people are if you hit rock bottom, and when God bless you, you got to be on top. And it's something about this. It says the tree sheds their leaves because there's no longer need for them, and doing so helps ensure that the tree have long life. Sometimes some things has to fall off in order for you to have long life. Some people got to fall off in order for you to have longer life. When people start falling off, you don't have to worry about if you pleasing them. When people start falling off, you don't have to worry about if they talking about you or if they like you. When people start falling off, you got to realize you only serve the purpose for a season. But since my season is changed, I see that you're a leaf that's falling off. And then it goes on to say, if it didn't do it every year, the water in the cells of the leaves would freeze, and this would rapture them. You got to realize you want to hold on to people and things that's going to cause you to die in the process. You got to tell yourself, I cannot hold on to things and people that's going to cause me to die in my process. I'm trying to move over to my next season. I know I got to go through transition in my next season. And so I know that this is the hour to fall off. When I think about fall, y'all come on, walk with me. It's three things about the fall. You either going to fall in line, you're going to fall back, or you're going to fall off. I need to tell somebody, you're going to have to look at a person and see you. They're going to fall in line, they either going to fall back, or they got to fall off. It's three categories. Are you in the fall in? That means whatever I'm doing, you're going to line up with whatever God is telling me. You're going to line up with the vision God is giving me. I'm going to tell you what thus says the Lord. And you're going to willing to put away all those things to fall in line. Because this is the hour. They say, how can two walk together unless they agree? This is the hour to see, can you fall in line with me? Can we go through these things together? Can we go through the rapture together? Because it said that the tree gonna rapture, right? And so now you got to see, will you fall in line? This is the hour. I shouldn't have to keep checking you. I've got to make sure, rather you in my face or behind my back, that you that same person, you have that same energy. So this is the hour. That's the ones that fell in line. That's the ones that still rocking and rolling with me. And the ones that fell back, that means they could not go where I went. You know, when David went to war, when he prayed and put on the ephod, and he told God, he said, shall I pursue? And God said, go and pursue and recover all. Can I tell you, this is the hour to go pursue and recover all. And then he told his other soldiers, he said, everybody that's tired cannot come, because where I'm going, we're going to have to fight. And so let them sit right here. But this is the hour. You're going to take some with you that's ready to fight, that's ready to go in. Y'all, I'm talking about somebody. And you're going to have to leave somebody that had to push back, because they don't have the strength to fight the fight that you're going to fight. They don't have the strength to encourage you where you're going. They don't have the strength to help you hold your arms up. And so that this is the hour. They're going to have to stand back and don't get mad with them. They just not processed for the place where you're going. So this is the hour. Get over yourself. Everybody can't go with you where you're going. And God says just time for them to step back. That's the ones that fell back. Can I ask somebody, how many people in your life then fell back? How many people in your life that you thought you could depend on, and you realize you can't depend on them because they fell back? This is the hour to be all right with the people that fell back, because when they fell back, you already know they just can't go where you're going. You can't get mad because they wasn't ordained to go where you're going. And then you're going to have the category, and that's the third category of the fall off ones. This is the hour. You got to know how to separate yourself. You got to fall off, because I know if you don't fall off, the new can't come in. You holding space. You occupying space. You ever went inside a restaurant and a restaurant was packed and they told you you had a wait period, right? And you looking at everybody else eat, but then your eyes will go across the table, right? Where everybody already done ate. They just sitting down wasting time. They just sitting down holding conversation. And you really want to walk to that table and say, well, if you finish, please get up, because we've been waiting here for 20 minutes and I'm ready to sit down and eat. But ain't that something? You got to wait until they get ready to get up. But this is the season of the tree. You don't have to wait till the leaves ready. The season gonna make them fall off. You ain't gonna have to wait till people get ready. You gonna have something what God is doing that's gonna cause them to fall off. And your hands gonna be still clean, and your heart gonna be still pure. And so when God calls them to fall off, just know I ate off of it. I used them, and I did my part. They did their part. It don't make them bad. It don't make me bad. But this is the hour they got to fall off, because whatever purpose they came in my life for, they didn't serve the purpose. But now the season changed. You got to tell somebody the season is changing. You got to tell somebody the winds is about to blow. You got to tell somebody it used to be hot. Now it feels good because I feel the breeze. You got to know that the season is coming. The new season is coming in Sunday. We took countdown to fall time. But can I tell you, the season has already started. I'm not talking about looking at your neighbor. You better tell your neighbor the season has already started. The people has already started falling off. The people has already started falling back. And I even got some that start falling in. And so you got to realize, anytime somebody's jumping from a plane and they have a parachute, what they do when they land, they start to fall in. And so I prophesy over your life. Everybody that God got in your life, they're about to start falling in line. The ones that's supposed to be with you in this season, they're going to either fall in line, they're either going to fall back, or they either going to fall off. But let me tell you something. Don't get it twisted. Don't try to get the ones that fall off. And you try to say, no, they didn't fall off. They just fell back. No, this is the hour not to get it twisted. Don't talk about the ones that fell back. No, they never fell back. They fell in. God said, no, this is the hour of discernment. You got to discern the times. You got to discern the ones that fell in line, that fell back, and that fell off. Because we have in our mind, we have our set mind, who we want to always be there. But God said, you see, he see what we don't see. God said he's hearing our hidden conversations. God said he hear what they saying when you're not there. And God said, what you don't know, I will cause them to fall off, because I will cut them off myself. You got to realize this is the hour, because your heart, and we want to always give somebody another chance. This is the hour you got to know. Tell somebody, don't come occupy a space that God is about to fulfill. Come on, KP. You know how many people want to be you. You know how many people are jealous and hating on you. And everybody has something to say until it's time to say something. You got to realize this is the hour of the fall. And don't be crying when people start falling off. Don't be crying when people start falling back. God said, discern who I got to go to the next place with you. He said, discern who I got to stay by your side. Remember Joshua? You remember Gilead? I'm sorry. Gideon. You remember Gideon? Gideon didn't think he had enough men to fight. Because what it was about to go fight was a big army. And God said, how many you have? He said, ask who want to go with you. He said, then 1,000 fell off. And then God said, no, what, you still got too many. He said, now go bring them down to the brook. And I'm about to show you who going to go to you with you in this season. And then only 300 was able to go with them. Can I tell y'all, the way God works, God don't work in big numbers. God work in small numbers. And that's why you can't get caught up. Who buy from you, who ain't buying from you. Who it seems like they got a better crowd. But guess what? This is the hour that God is working with the small numbers. Because if God could take 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread and feed over 5,000 men, not including women and children, what he won't do with your little bit. This is the hour you got to let them fall off. This is the hour. I never saw a tree bend over and pick up a leaf that fell off because the tree understands it's time for you to fall off. I never saw a leaf got so mad at a tree and it went hook up to another tree because the leaf realized my season of producing is over. You got to realize if nature understand when it's time for me to stop, I stop. When it's time for me to work, I work. Well, who are we to always improvise when God trying to show us another way? When God trying to tell us your season is up. This is the hour. You got to tell them your season is up. No, it's not that I have anything against you, but your season is up. You got to realize this is the hour. You want to hold on to broken pieces. But one thing about Paul, he floated on his broken pieces. And after he got to land, he took his broken pieces and caused a bonfire. I never saw his broken pieces that he tried to put it back together and go back in the water. No, this was time to burn it up. You got to realize that this is the hour of the fall time. They either going to fall in, they're going to fall back, or they're going to fall off. And be all right with the falling off. Be all right, because do know when it's time for the next season that the new leaves going to come in. Can I tell y'all, this is the hour of the new. This is the hour of the new season. This is the hour of the new. Tell somebody, this is my hour of the new. I can't get mad because you left. I'm crying my last tear yesterday. I felt a certain kind of way. Can I be transparent? My heart hurt when you left. I be upset when you leave. I be hurt. I be upset. But God tell me, I got 15 minutes to be in my feelings. He said, and then shake yourself loose. I'm here to talk to somebody. You remember Elijah? When Elijah went to the cave, he went to the cave because he was running in fear. That means false evidence appearing real. You got to realize when he got to the cave, God wanted to know, what are you doing here? I'm here to ask you, KP, what are you doing here? You know already how them ninjas are. You already know they hating on you. God say don't clap back. God say don't give them a time of day. God say dust yourself off and keep moving. This is the hour. You can't afford to clap back because I got assignment going on, and I don't want my assignment to be held up, and so I'm all right if you fall back. I'm even okay if you fall off, because I know something new is coming. You ever been to a place to where you felt like that you was by yourself, that you felt like you was in a dark place, and then all of a sudden the sun started to shine through those broken places? You got to realize God wanted you to know that was the time I allowed it to fall off, because you could not see long as the sun was shining. You could not see long as the rainbow was there. He said, so I had to cause a thunderstorm. I had to cause the rain. He said, they expose who people really are. This is the hour of the revealer. This is the hour God is revealing who is who. This is the hour God is revealing who with you, who ain't with you. He said, because I'm about to uncover. He said, but this is the hour, tie your heart. You're going to be all right. But you only got 15 minutes to stay in your feelings. He said, because I don't need you to be hindered in this season. He said, it's time to move. Can I tell y'all, new addresses is coming. The old one's about to fall off. Kimberly Porter, I see your address changing. I don't know why I see you getting a new house. I'm not talking about nothing you've written. I'm talking about something that you're about to buy. This is the hour that God said it's time for shift change. He said it's already there. Can I tell somebody you're about to change scenery? Because God said all the old, he said all things are passed away. He said now all things shall become new. He said this is the hour. Even a snake got to shed skin for the seasons. Lord have mercy. Even that snake got to shed skin for a season. You got to realize what God is doing. God let you know if a snake, that dirty serpent, got to change skin for a season, but that don't stop it from being a snake. You got to realize it's already done. Come on, KP. That's a testimony. Don't tell me about my God. It all gonna work together for your because people don't understand. It's a test and a testimony. I have to be tried by the fire. Can I talk to somebody tonight that been tried by the fire and it don't seem like you're going to make it? But God said this is the season. All those hard places is about to fall off. All those dirty connections is about to fall off. You ain't going to roll with the same people you used to roll with because God said I'm exposing relationships. He said it's time to fall off. Come on. People don't realize I have a testimony, but first I had to take my test. Tell somebody I have a testimony, but I had to take my test, and guess what? I didn't fall, but the ones that fell, get back up and dust yourself off, because it's time. God said to fall in. It's time for order to take place. I'm here to tell somebody it's gonna be all right. Nobody wanna hang with you, long as God blessing you. Everybody got conversations about you. Let them go potty. Let them burn their tongues. Let them burn the top of their mouth, because they're about to fall off. It is all right if they fall off. If the leaf understand that I can't stay on this tree, because if I stay on this tree longer than I'm supposed to, I'm going to cause this tree to die. I need somebody to understand. Sometimes you got to walk away, because you know if you stay there, you'll cause a situation to die. The tree understands that my season is up, because I can feel it in the atmosphere, and I got to fall off. And the tree is not mad at the leaf, and the leaf is not mad at the tree. They just know it's time for transitioning. They just know it's time for change, because they already know the structure of the tree, because the leaf realize if I stay here longer, I'm going to cause it to dry up, and my one little leaf will cause the roots to dry up. This is the hour to let somebody know I can't cause my roots to dry up, and that's why you got to prune. Anybody have a rose going? Come on, Miss Michelle. I know you got a rose going. I'm about to get off here, but I got to tell somebody it's something about a rose. The rose got to be pruned in order for the rose to grow. Some things got to be pruned in order for you to grow. Some people got to be cut off in order for you to grow. Some relationships have to be cut off in order for you to grow. Tell them this is my pruning season, because now the fall is here. You got to realize we don't have no beef. We just had to separate because the season is changing. Tell somebody I just have to separate because now my season is coming, and I got to prepare for the winter. Isn't that something? Even a tree know that the leaves that's left over, I got to store them in my room, because the winter time is coming. I'm here to tell somebody something. If a tree understands, I have to store these good things inside my roots, because the winter time is coming. You got to prepare yourself for the winter time. You got to prepare yourself for the ones that you thought was going to be there for you. They decide to leave. You got to prepare yourself in case God calls somebody home. I'm talking about preparing for the winter time. I'm talking about you got to prepare yourself. If that job used to keep you steady, and then all the time you get fired, you got to prepare yourself for the winter time. This is the hour to know to prepare yourself, and no fall time is coming. So it's all right if they fall back. It's even better if they fall off, because if they fall off, I know God got something new coming. This is the hour to know. Don't be sad. Don't be mad. Get glad. You got to understand when it's shift change, it's shift change. When it's time for season transition, it's time to transition. And like I said, and I'm going off, when the season change, your dress change. When the season change, your food change. When season change, everything about you got to change with the season. Can I tell somebody I'm all right with change? or that thing went off. You got to understand, I'm all right with change. Lord have mercy. You see, anytime the enemy don't want me to finish this, is trying to shut it off. But you can't shut down what God already got because it's coming back stronger. It's time for transitioning. I changed my prayer because I'm going into another season. I changed my fast because I'm going into another season. I changed everything about me because I'm going inside another season. The things that I did in the summertime, I cannot do in the fall time. And the things I'm going to do in the fall time, I can't do in the winter time because the season is changing. But can I help somebody out? But we living in a time that the seasons are intertwined. And so what I learned I got to do, I got to pray accordingly. You got to tell somebody, I got to do it accordingly. Sometimes the newsman will tell you in the morning it be 60 degrees, but yet in the noonday you're going to be back up in the 80s and 90s. You got to pray accordingly. You can't go all the time with the newsman say because God is the one that controls the atmosphere. And so that's why I see people sometime on Facebook say I'm about to go cook gumbo and it's 110 degrees outside. And so that's why we're in the season that what people eat is not always that time for that season. But yet they eat it because they feel like it. And sometimes we do things out of season. Can I tell somebody this is the hour to do things according to what God said? And don't do it out of season. Don't do it prematurely. And this is the hour. We think we're ready, but we're really not ready. I see people wearing mantles that never went through the testing of a mantle. You got to be careful when you want to wear a mantle and put titles, and you never was tested on that level. For every level is a new devil. For each level is always demons that's attracted to those mantles. Be careful in this season. Watch where you're going because you got to understand the seasons are intertwined. And so I realized in the morning I got to pray accordingly. I got to pray according to how shift change. If God wake me up at 3 o'clock, I got to get up at 3 o'clock because that's my watch hour. Because as season change, your watch hour change. As season change, your friendship change. As season change, God will wake you up a little later. Sometimes get you up a little earlier. But you got to know when transition is happening. Last season, you prayed from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. And now in this season, God will be waking you up at 12 to 3 in the morning. Because why? Because the season has changed of your prayer. And so you got to understand when your season change, your prayer life change. I'm here to tell y'all tonight, I love y'all with all my heart. But understand the fall time is here. Fall gonna be here Sunday. Time would have been changed in October, but now time changed in November. If you read the book of Daniel, did it not say the enemy gonna try to mess with times and seasons? Y'all got to discern the hour. And that's why we have it a 12-hour of prayer. The first Saturday in October, which falls in the week of Rosh Hashanah. You got to realize we're going on a 24-hour fast, nothing to eat, nothing to drink. And then we're going into prayer. Why? Because we got to stand in the gap for the election. It doesn't matter who stay in a seat, who is placed in a seat. We need to be praying that they focus on God and change it in our favor. This is the hour. We have to be praying and discard nuclear war and bombs. This is the hour that we need to be praying and legislate some stuff inside the spiritual realm. We need to change the laws. We need to ask God for discernment for the next place where we're going. We so busy with the pettiness and whatever the next bandwagon that the enemy created for distractions of God people. This is the hour to turn from your wicked ways, come together and pray. This is the hour we have to do what God say do. This is the hour we have to know when God is speaking and when he has shut up on us. This is the hour of judgment. This is the hour we got to know that the Bible prophecies is fulfilling themselves. Whatever happened is already ordained to happen. But we got to stay in proxy to make sure God legislature go through inside the spiritual realm. And so that's why the enemy trying to keep us divided as a people. Because he know if we was to ever come together, how powerful we will be together. And so that's why this is the hour of prayer. This is not the hour of pettiness. This is not the hour to be debating back and forth over stuff that don't make no sense. This is the hour for God people to come together under one accord. He said, my people shall turn from their wicked ways. Come together and pray under one accord. He said, then I can't hear from heaven and come and heal the land. He said, we are the antidote. How we are the antidote and we causing things to die. How we the antidote and we asking God for help and God saying the help is already here. Y'all just not using it. This is the hour to come together under one accord. Nobody asking you if you talk in tongues, not talking tongues. I don't like how to know it's time to come together. Put self aside and come together under one accord. I invited everybody, whoever want to come to our 12-hour prayer, come on. What revelation God gave to you? This is the hour that we have to come together. This is the hour we have to put strategies together. You are a piece of the puzzle. God said that it's one body, but yet many members. It's time for us to come back because God is calling his body back together. So it's time for us to come together under one accord. The Prophetess Claudette will be in town on Friday. A powerhouse. The Kingdom Power Vault. She's on tour with our book, but I promise you, the ones that know her, she's a powerhouse. I promise you, you won't be the same. So we're asking y'all to come out and on a Saturday. It's classes. And if you register for the classes, that's what the $50 is for the classes for the Saturday. But the Friday night is free, so I'm inviting everybody. I promise you, come and check it out. Come and hear the word of God. Come to see the move of God. It's time for us to come together. And we could travel everywhere else to go get a word. And when it's right here in our hometown, we don't get it because we might not associate, no, it's time out for all that. Come and hear the word of God. What you pray for is right here. And so this is the hour. Y'all come on and share the flyer with it. Y'all see the flyer. And I hope everybody that's under the sound of my voice, y'all come in fellowship with us on Friday. It's a power. It's going to be an experience because she come with it on her mind. And one thing I do know, she is serious when it comes to the things of God. And so I'm inviting all y'all to come. So I said, well, nobody never invited. Yeah, I'm inviting y'all myself. And then on next month, our annual conference is coming up. It's free. It's 3 nights. It's launching. This is your hour of the launch. It's going to be powerful. Come and get poured in. Come and get what God has for you. You don't have to travel. It's here. So this is the hour that we come together as one. We come together under one accord. And I thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I love y'all. Remember, we going into the fall. It's going to be 3 categories. They either go fall in, they go fall back, or they go fall off. But whatever category they're in, be all right with it. Because God see what we don't see. God hear what we don't hear. So before it calls you to die, God will cut it off. So be all right with it. I love you guys. Y'all be blessed. I'll be back next week because like I said, I'm pushing. The enemy didn't want me to do my lives. I canceled the assignment. I'm pushing. This is your hour to push. This is your hour. Don't be distracted. This is your hour. If you have an assignment, move on your assignment because assignments have expiration dates. Why you say that? I'm glad that you asked. Because if God already said that things happen in his timing, and if you're not prepared when that timing of God comes, it'll be expired. We're going into the year 5,785. That's Rosh Hashanah. That's October the 5th. I'll give it because I'll talk more on it because I want y'all to understand this. It's going into a new year on the Hebrew calendar. And that is the year of restoration, of the renewing of the time, restoration of time of God's grace. So that means my land and farm is about to come together. That means restoration is coming only for the ones that's in alignment and the ones that really want to get saved for real. This is very important this season, and I'll talk about it more so we can understand the feast of God and the things of God. Because we literally celebrate the new year on the Gregorian calendar, and it's going to be 2025. But on the Hebrew calendar, the new year starts next month, and it's going to be 5,785. And that's Rosh Hashanah. Then we go into the 10 days of awe. And then Yom Kippur coming up. That's the Day of Atonement. And so we even do a service for the Day of Atonement. So different things that we do concerning those feasts that we have to understand what to do. We sow seeds on those feasts and different things like that. Why? Because we do what God has already instructed for us to do. So I love you guys. I'll talk more about it. It's not for everybody to do because everybody don't understand it. But certain times of the year we sow seed and we do certain things at certain times of the year because that's what the Bible instructs. Some people say, well, after Jesus came, you don't have to do that. No, God, certain things has to go on until he come back. When God come back, God is not celebrating holidays. He's celebrating his feast. So that's why we study the feast of God. And we stay faithful to the best of our ability to do it. Because God not coming back and celebrating no Easter, no Christmas and different things. He's coming to celebrate his feast. And so we stay faithful to the things of God. I love you guys for tuning in. I'll be back next week. God say the same. God spare on Monday and Tuesday. And I hope I see you guys on Friday. Prophetess Club that be here. And for the ones that want to come to the class, like I said, registration, just inbox me because you will be able to pay that Saturday morning at the door, and we'll feed y'all that Saturday morning also, but y'all can come to class. I promise you, you don't want to miss it. I love you guys, and y'all be blessed. And I hope this word really bless you. And remember, we going into the fall time, so when I talk to y'all next week, we'll be in a new season. Ain't that something? Just in a couple of days, the new season is here. And so remember, they either go fall in line, they go fall back or fall off. I love you guys, and y'all be blessed. Amen and amen.